What's up, guys? Joey Senna here. We're back. Today we're going to do the top 10 exercises for the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE home workout machine. I'm going to show you what I think are the 10 best exercises you can do using only this machine. And some of the attachments you're going to have to order a little separate. I'll go through those and which and why and all that kind of stuff. But just that machine. So there's other Bowflex products out there. There's other fantastic products out there. There's a dumbbell set. There's the other cable equipment they have. The home workout, the all-in-one gyms that they have. But today it's just the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE home workout machine. 10 best exercises. Now, these are in no particular order, okay? So don't get all hung up if your favorite one is not on there or if it's not number one. These are just the 10 best. Now, how did I determine what the best are for this machine? Well, it's the ones that you can get the most out of for the given body part, right? So right away, there's probably going to be fewer chest or back workouts on this list. You'll notice it's a little bit more arm, shoulder based. There are actually a few leg workouts. I think just one chest workout made, or two maybe, made the cut. And so because I feel like the machine is better at certain things. So what I did was I picked the 10 best that I feel are like you're going to get the most out of for each body part according to the exercise and how it works and all that, okay? I'm going to take you through each one. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to tell you why I think it's one of the best, how to get the most out of that particular movement, and then we'll go on to the next one until we hit 10, and that'll be the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to take you through all 10 exercises, a little bit of detail there, and we're going to go through, have some fun, and it's really just, like I said, for fun, and to make sure, we're getting a lot out of the machine, give you a new take on some of the movements, on maybe which ones you could use and why, and let's have some fun with it, guys, all right? Let's get into the list. Okay, coming in at number 10. Again, these are in no particular order, right? So it's not like this is the 10th best one. This is just a exercise on the top 10 list, all right? So number 10 rather, we have the cable decline chest press. So cable decline chest press. They're kind of all cable workouts, right, with the machine, but this is simulating a cable decline press. So what do we mean by that? Well, we're seated, as you can see in the video. I'm going to roll in some B footage for all this all these demonstrations that I'm taking you through. So we're going to sit on the machine with the desired adjusted height on your seat. You're going to grab the handles. The handles are going to be on the chest portion of the machine, which is on either side of you while you're seated facing forward. And you're going to lift your elbows up a little bit, and you're going to press at a downward motion. So the key here is the elbow angle. So elbows at this angle is going to equal incline press. Elbows level is going to equal a flat. And elbows up, in this case, is going to equal a downward press. Now, why did I pick a decline press? Because with a cable machine in particular, you tend to get a really deep stretch of the pectorals while you're doing a decline press versus all the other ones. So you could do the other ones and they work really good, but a decline one, I feel personally, this is kind of my opinion, right? It's my channel. It gets you a better stretch of the pecs at the beginning of the movement while you're pressing through, and you get a nice solid squeeze at the bottom. So if you've ever done this in the gym, we're trying to get the most we can out of this machine. If you've ever done this in the gym, you'll notice you'll get quite a pump doing a decline cable press like they have the seated machines. This is a very good simulant for that. And with the rod technology, it just translates really well to this movement where you get a good stretch, a good squeeze, which is kind of the two key components of all these exercises that we go through on this machine. It's kind of how we get the most out of the machine is when we're getting the biggest stretch, the biggest squeeze at the end. So I'm kind of taking you through the video, you'll see it in the background, showing you how it works, and just try to pay attention to the stretch and the squeeze and the pacing, right? So you kind of get an idea of how that works. Number 10, one of my all-time favorites really for the machine, the decline cable press. Let's get into the next one. Okay, next one's pretty simple. We have the cable rope extension. Now, we do require the rope attachment, which I ordered mine off Amazon. I kind of cheated. You can order off the Nautilus Bowflex website, which I probably recommend. But I think I just had the really fast shipping through Amazon, so I ordered it off of there. And it was a really nice attachment. And it kind of is a universal attachment and can attach to all cable equipment. And this one, the Bowflex hooks are real small, so I was able to kind of just slide on in there. And we could do a rope extension for the tricep, right? So why did I pick the rope? Well, again, we get not so much on the stretch part, but we get a really deep squeeze at the bottom. With the rope attachment, it really helps us get an extra squeeze versus some of the other attachments like the handle or the bar that it comes with, right? So that rope in particular, you can kind of twist the angle of your wrist and turn your wrist out at the end of the movement, or as you can see on the B video, where you're getting that real deep squeeze in that horseshoe of the tricep, right? So it just translates real well for a cable machine. And it's, like I said, we're talking about a cable machine. We're talking about the rod technology, but they're attached to cables. And the rope just really translates well with any cable movement. So the rope curl, I don't think the rope curls made it in, but the rope extension, we made it in the cut. We made it in the top 10, baby. We're in the big time. So this is one of my favorites, again, because I said it's very effective for the body part we're training. It's almost like no compromise, right? Like that's what I'm trying to kind of give to you is these exercises are as few a compromise as we are, because we are working out at home. It is a little compromise to work out at home, but these are the least compromise that we're doing here, right? So that's why this one made the cut, because it's very low compromise workout. Let's get to the next one. All right, guys, so the next best workout, or at least the next one we're going to talk about, is the cable lat pull down. And again, for many of the same reasons, it's low compromise. We're getting a full stretch of the lats here on the cable pull down. It comes with that attachment specifically for this workout. You could do like a low row with it, with that wide grip attachment, but the machine is kind of telling you, hey, do a wide grip pull down with this attachment, right? That's really almost all it's for, right? So, and it's kind of already hanging up there like on display. And when the machine's on display most of the time, it's hanging up there like so, just kind of begging you to do a pull down, because it's just one of the best movements you could do for the machine, right? So again, for the same reasons we talked about before, it's best for stretching the lats. It's kind of hard to get a stretch, but you can lower that seat, right? You can lower that seat down so your arms can stretch out more. Hopefully, if you're the right height. If you're too tall, maybe it won't work for you. But for me, I can get my arms at full extension and then a full flexion here at the bottom, right? So we can get the full stretch, the full squeeze of the lats here, and it's great for that. So it's a wide grip. It's nice and wide. We can get as wide as I can get, as wide as I need to get a good workout. Get like a pull-up simulation, right? When you're doing a pull-down, you're kind of working a pull-up simulation. And that's another one that translates really well from the cable gym to the cable at home, in this case with the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE. One of the best on here. So you'll see it on the thumbnail for the Bowflex review. It's real eye-catchy. It's very, you can just tell it's getting a lot of things done. It's working a lot of body parts. We're working the lower trap. We're working the rhomboids, working the rear deltoids, biceps, right? The full upper back, the full lats, right? Teres major. So we're getting a lot of stuff done. It's very efficient. So that's why I easily made the cut top 10 exercises for the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE. All right, guys, next one's a little more vanilla. It's going to be a cable bar extension. So the Bowflex does come, or the Xtreme 2 SE does come with that bar attachment that you could set up on there. And the bar is really good for bicep and tricep, right? It's kind of like mainly what it's for. You can do the squat with it. But also when you set up on a tricep in particular, so we put the extension piece, again, just translates really well from what we're trying to do, let's say in the gym with the pulley system. We have the rod system here. It translates really well in getting that full squeeze of the tricep. You can really just burn those triceps out and you just rep them out. And somehow, even when the rods are real heavy, you can just get a few more reps on there. If you just really try to focus and squeeze and get that full extension of the triceps, boom, get that pump going in there. And so it made the cut out of over other exercises, right? So for the tricep in particular, I just feel like that bar really translates well, kind of like the rope, right? It's a really good translation of what we typically use to maximize our workout in the gym at home. So again, it's very low compromise compared to a lot of the other workouts we could do with the machine. So the bar tricep extension definitely made the cut. Okay, so continuing, we have another chest workout on here. We have the cable chest fly today. Now I picked the fly because, again, we're kind of limited with the amount of work we could do with the rod resistance. So I could max out those rods, right, when I'm doing a cable press, even with the extra rod purchase attachments that I added on there. So the extra 2 sets are still not enough for me to really max out with the machine. But with the cable fly, we can definitely max out, right? So I can't max out the rods on a cable fly. So for that reason, that one made the cut for the chest portion. So you can get a good stretch. It's not as good a stretch as the lower chest press or the decline chest press, but it's a pretty decent stretch, and it's a fantastic way to finish up your workout. So one thing I always did when I only had the machine to work out with and not even dumbbells is I would do the cable fly, right? I do like 12 to 15 reps, and I get up and I do slow push-ups, like tempo push-ups, because that's available to you any time of the day, any day of the week is push-ups, right? Prison, at home, wherever, you could do push-ups, right? So that was one of my favorite combinations, was cable flies, medium tempo, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then doing a push-up combination with that. And that's why it made the list, is because it's such an effective workout compared to a lot of the other ones. So we can get max resistance for a cable fly on there, and that's why I chose it, is because we can get a maximum effective workout for that movement for the chest. So cable chest fly, you can go incline, decline, medium. We just did medium here for the video. Definitely makes the cut top 10 exercises. All right, guys, next on the list, coming in at number 5, at least on this list, is going to be the cable bar squat. So just like it sounds, cable bar. So it's a bar, the bar that comes with the machine usually. We're going to attach it. We do need the extensions, though. We do need the nylon extensions that can extend the nylon hooks to the cable, so you could do a full bodyweight squat, or not bodyweight squat, a cable squat with the machine. So because we attach it to those lower cables on the platform, right? So we do a squat. Why did I pick this one out of all the other ones? Does it maximize the machine compared to like the gym? Probably not. It's just a great at-home workout. The fact that you could do a squat, a resistance squat with the machine, to me is a tremendous achievement to get some work done. It does burn your quads very effectively. It's not as effective as some of the other ones on this list, but I picked 10 workouts for this list. So this one definitely made the cut as a cable squat. I think it's a worthy addition to the list out of everything we could have picked, because a squat is such an essential movement to health, ankle mobility, glute activation, core stability, burning calories. You do get a really good workout, even though I can max out the rods like we talked about. Kind of, you can max out the rods. Like, that's not the only criteria that we have here. Does it simulate the gym as good as we can? It's definitely one of them, but it's not enough to exclude the cable squat from what we're doing here. So the bar cable squat definitely made the list. All right, guys, coming in at number 4 is a cable high pull with the Bowflex Xtreme 2 machine. This one's going to be a high pull, so you're going to like get those handles on either side of the top portion of the machine, right? We're going to go across grip, so we're going to go right hand on the left side, left hand on the right side. Over, under, doesn't really matter, just kind of switch as you go through. And we're going to do like a high pull coming back, all right? So as you can see from the video, let's roll it in here and kind of take a look at it. What we're going to do is we're going to like reach up, grab those handles on the top part of the machine, and we're going to pull down and across, okay? Down and across, keeping your arms in the same plane of motion. I picked this one because it really just targets the rear delts as good as a machine would in the gym. So that's why I went with this one at number 4, at least in the top 10, right? That's kind of the idea, just top 10. Because it really targets that rear delt, really helps like round out that shoulder the way we want. Just as good as we could do in the gym with the cable machine. I love to do this in the gym, and I love to do that cross grip with either a high pull or a reverse lateral. In this case, we're doing a high pull just because of the nature of the way this machine works and the way the rod technology works, the range of motion. It just kind of works better with a high pull coming back and across, right? So think about just bringing your elbows out when you're doing this. Not so much like back and contract. You do want to contract the middle, the lower trap, but it's really a rear delt exercise in this case. So I want you to bring it back and across and bring the elbows out, right? So again, I picked this one because there's no compromise with this exercise compared to some of the other exercises. So we made the top 10 with a cable high pull. In this case, it's coming in at number 4 on the list, but like I said, it's just a top 10 list. So let's get on to the next one. Okay, guys, keep on rolling. Cable bar curl. So I know I keep putting cable in here, but that's okay. So bar curl, right? So we set that up on the lower platform hooks, attached the bar that comes with it, that nifty bar that we use for the squat, we use for the tricep extension. We're going to do a bar curl because, again, it simulates a barbell curl very well. We can get like nice full extensions. We could do 21s, right? 21s is where you do 7 half reps at the bottom half, 7 half reps at the top half, and then 7 full range of motion reps, like the full bottom and top half rep of a barbell curl. You could do that with it, and it just really kind of simulates that bar. And there's nothing like a bar when you do a curl. There's a reason why. It's something about the weight distribution that goes on either side of your arm, like on the outside, kind of farther out, that kind of digs into those fibers a little bit more on the inside and outside of that bicep. So it's kind of hard to describe. It's a little more subjective feeling of what I'm talking about, but you'll know it when you get it. And this exercise in particular definitely delivers that. As you can see from the video, we get a nice big full bicep pump from doing this workout. One of my personal favorites, again, probably because it's a smaller muscle that we're working out. We just really maximize the value of that Bowflex machine. Really getting a huge pump on the bicep. No compromise. Definitely makes a top 10 exercise on this list. Okay? All right, guys. Next on the list, another leg workout. Okay? Another one made the list, and it's a bent kind of kickback, a leg kickback, right? So this one I just picked because, again, for this machine, you wouldn't think you'd be able to work the posterior chain. The posterior chain is anything like low back, glute, hamstring, that area, right? But here we have an exercise where we can definitely, if you do this right, you set that pulley up in the middle of your foot as shown in the video, and you get the right angle, make sure you keep your back straight and your posture is good and all that good stuff, and you kick back, you can definitely feel that glute hamstring tie-in area really well. So for the ladies, if you really want to kind of remove the cellulite or whatever, or target it rather right there. Or the men, if we just want to get good posterior chain work, which we should all want as men, just as human beings moving around on the earth so we can move better, feel better, look better on top of that, right? Get some tone in there, separate the glute from the hamstring. This is a prime workout for that. So just because this machine can do that and made the list, that particular movement, I just really dig. It just kind of really like, it just touches, like I love it. Like it just makes me feel like I'm getting a lot out of this workout, especially for a posterior chain workout. You just don't think you're going to get that with the machine. It just really hits really good. So as you can see from the video, it's that translates, that cable really translates into that hamstring area. And if you do it right, you can definitely feel it. Definitely get some good posterior chain work with the bent cable kickback as shown in the video. Very awesome workout. Let's get to the last one. Okay, guys, before we get to our last exercise in the top 10, let's talk about some honorable mentions didn't quite make the cut, right? First one we're going to talk about is a seated cable row with the machine. So it's seated. You're on the floor, though. Your feet are kind of against the platform. You're rowing. You're doing a low row with the cables, right? Those little cable handles that come with the machine. And I just don't feel like it quite makes the cut. You can kind of maximize, at least I think I was able to maximize my load resistance with the rods. And so from that perspective, it was great. I just didn't quite feel that stretch and squeeze that I get with some of the other movements where I'm really getting as much of a full-on gym simulation with the machine. And the effectiveness just wasn't quite there for me. And it's just a little more of an isolation workout. And it doesn't isolate as well, I guess is what I'm saying, as maybe the tricep, the shoulder workouts that we talked about so far. So that's why I didn't quite make the cut. Still a worthy addition to anybody's program with the machine, though. So I put it in an honorable mention category along with the other one, which is the seated leg extension. So this machine, at least mine, came with a really clever attachment that you can attach to that bottom. There's like a bottom bar that you can lock in this extender in, and your ankles hook in there. You're seated, doing a leg extension just like you would at the gym, right? So I put that on the list, or at least on honorable mention, because it's just a cornerstone. It should be a cornerstone of anybody's program because it comes with the machine. It's a real clever device. It really helps kind of get quad isolation. I just felt like the squat was better, or the cable kickback was better to include in a top 10 just because of overall body mechanics. As a personal trainer, as a master trainer, I'm here to kind of tell you what I think is best to do, right? But it doesn't mean these other ones don't have value. I definitely feel like the leg extension has value, especially it's a real clever attachment that comes with the machine, and it makes the list for that reason. There is another attachment I do want to try, which is the preacher curl attachment that I think it goes underneath the same spot, and you do like a preacher curl with a cable. That's something I do want to add to the machine before too long. I can't really put it on the list in any particular way because I haven't tried it out yet, but something I really love to try out is that one. So maybe we'll see that in the future coming to the home gym. Okay, guys, I say for me the best for last. I say the cable lateral raise for last, right? So the reason why I picked this one, it's one of my favorites, is because shoulders is one of my favorite workouts, body parts to train. And again, just like my other favorites on this list, it's no compromise. So meaning I can get maximum workout. I can't max out a cable lateral raise with the machine on there. I wouldn't want to. You never really should when you're doing a cable lateral raise. And just really targets that mid deltoid, right in the middle of your shoulder, right? And that's what gives you really that wide shoulder appearance and really gives you that capped out shoulder look that so many of us men we want. Maybe some of the women out there too. You want a little more definition in the shoulder. The Kelly Ripa, she was a real famous talk show host, early 2000s, I think. She just had these amazing shoulders, and I'm just giving another example, right, of people that have achieved. It just looks nice for certain people. That's the kind of look you want. And if you want the big round cap delts, this is the one you want, cable lateral raise. So you definitely want to go heavier when you can, but this one you can go as heavy as you can with that rod, cable, tie-in, the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE home workout machine. As you can see from the video, we're getting some good work in here. We're getting some full range of motion. We're getting that stress from all the way down to up. We can go a little higher too. Don't do what I did and move your head over. Don't do that. But we can get a little higher with the arm and really just burn that area out. Maximize the effectiveness of the exercise, get big, nice, full shoulders at home using the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE home workout machine. Easily made the list. Probably the first one I thought of. Probably not better than the other ones, but just my personal favorite. Top 10 list, right? So that's what we went with for number one, at least for me, right? So again, not number one overall. It's just a top 10 list. But for me personally, definitely my personal favorite. All right, guys, so there was my top 10 exercises for the Bowflex Xtreme 2 SE home workout machine. My personal top 10. Again, no particular order. So if it's number 10, It doesn't mean it's the 10th best exercise, but the first one that I picked, the cable lateral raise, that is my personal favorite, but it doesn't mean it's the absolute best one. For me, maybe it is, but for you, maybe something else. But I just kind of want to offer the top 10 exercises that should be in your program when you're using this machine. If you're thinking about getting it, these are the ones you want to be focusing on for the reasons I provide. Like you get a lot out of those particular exercises, or they bring value to a particular body part, particular way of training that's hard to achieve in a home workout machine in general, like the posterior chain workout or the squat, right? And then getting a lot out of the arm workouts, the isolation movements. Those are the ones I kind of focused on for this video. And of course, the decline press. There's so many good ones. Like I really had a lot of fun actually making this video, so a lot more than I thought. So if you have any other ideas for content for that particular genre, go ahead, type it in below. Let me know how you guys like the video. Let me know how you like those different exercises. Which one is your favorite out of the top 10 that I chose on here? Is your favorite not on the list that I made? Go ahead, let me know what that is, guys. So Joey Senna here, Master Trainer. See you guys next time.